Welcome back, everybody, to 360 Sports. I'm here with Jacob, Wells, Aidan, and I'm Cade. I called you Aidan. Chooch was coming out, but I didn't know.
I like it, though.
All right,
I like it,
right.
though. I don't get that often.
It's Chooch.
It's Chooch.
It's Chooch.
That's
No.
Chooch.
Yes,
I don't know why I
that's
did
Chooch.
that.
That's
I don't know why I did that. We're talking basketball today. Basketball season is upon us. First basketball show this semester. How are we feeling about the season? Just in general, the season, real quick. How are we feeling?
I'm feeling good. I see a lot of energy coming out of these guys. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Can't wait to get
A lot
back.
of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on. That's what.
Well, good thing we're going to talk about it for 30 minutes.
I love it. I love it.
Let's get into it. Lonzo Ball played his first game, preseason game, whatever. Played his first game last night since January 14th, 2022, and he looked pretty good, scoring 10 points, 4 assists shooting. What do you guys think? Wells?
I think it was good. What sucks, though, is that he didn't look like his old self. And obviously he wasn't going to, but it's like, even there's this clip of him running out of bounds to save the ball. Like, he's really, like, it's just not a lot of time.
I was so scared.
That's not good.
Yeah, no, it's just like, it was scary. And then also, like, just the way he was running, like, there's not a lot of move. Like, and it makes sense, but the way he's moving his legs and stuff, I'm like, dang, like, he used to be so, like, hopping everywhere, doing everything. But I think he's still going to be good because the thing is, his biggest things are IQ and passing. Those are his biggest attributes, so I think he's still going to be pretty good.
I was going to say, like, the talent and the skills and the defensive instincts still looked, like, phenomenal, and that was really exciting to me. But he doesn't really move the way that he used to, unfortunately. But I still think there's a lot of potential for him. He can still really help a basketball team, especially a team like the Bulls. They got a lot of young guys. He's such a smart player, so I was also just really excited to see him back out there. He's been one of my favorite players since Chino Hills. So
almost 3. We're coming up on 3 years in like a couple months. That's insane.
Yeah,
Crazy.
the league is absolutely better with the Ball brothers. It's been 1,082 days since he last played.
Wow.
The Bulls, they added a lot of guys in the offseason. Do I think they're going to be a great team? No. But it will be fun watching Lonzo Ball.
They got
play.
Vucevic.
And
You can always
we all think.
and Josh Giddey.
They got Cadyn.
Yeah.
No, he needs to give the ball to Matas. That's what he needs to do.
I think his play style is like one of the better. Like he's like the ideal guard that you want on your team.
Yeah.
He's a
doesn't have a
playmaker. He's a
weakness.
guard. He's a gritty guy. He likes to get dirty. He's a good scorer. He's a 3-point shooter now, which is what he added to his game before he got hurt. He's coming off a lot of injuries. I'd expect it takes a lot of time for him to get back to his old self, if he gets back to that.
I knew he had knee injuries. I read the other day that he's coming back from cartilage replacement surgery.
Yeah.
I don't even know how it double cartilage.
So,
that's insane.
that's crazy.
Like actually insane. I brought it up yesterday when we were talking. He had to do that video to Stephen A. when he's like sitting in the chair and bending up and down. When you got to do that, dude, like I'm surprised he's even back.
Me too.
But you know what? Good for him. January 14, 2022. I don't even know if I was at Penn State last time he played.
That's crazy to think about.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
No, I don't think you were.
I don't think I were. I was. Whoa. But whatever. Good to see him back. Hopefully he stays healthy. Moving on to his former team, the Lakers. Always a headline. Always a headline. Of
course.
This time
Every
it's
time.
about Bronny James. He struggled mightily, getting some criticism in just about every way. What do you guys think about his role and performances so far?
Yeah, I think. All right, so I saw the funniest picture on Instagram. I think Bleacher Report posted it. They have Bronny James checking into the game, and they have the Bucks' 3 best defensive players checking in with him. And Bleacher Report posted like, watch out for him. Comments like, they're not doing this for him. That's not for him. I think Bronny, he is a rookie. He needs a lot of work. He's a very big developmental player. Yeah. I think he has skills. He could hone into that at some point, but I don't know. I don't think he's fit for the NBA at this moment.
Yeah.
I think the hate is really loud right now, and maybe deservingly. He's the 55th overall pick. I don't think anybody should have expected him to come to the league and light it on fire. At the same time, he looks worse than a 55th overall pick would look in the preseason. That's a fact. But I think Bronny really needs all the outside noise to just kind of calm down. He's a really hard worker. I think he's going to be something someday. I don't think he's going to be a star. I think he'll be able to give a team a few minutes a night. But I'm excited for Bronny's future. I think there is a role for him in the league. Not right now, there's not. And the Lakers are mishandling a situation, them and his dad, where it's like he shouldn't be on this preseason roster. He should definitely not be on the regular season roster, but he's going to be. He should be in the G League where he could actually play and get better, but I don't know. What do you think?
No, like I'm saying, like this might sound a little disrespectful. His title is rookie. He's not a rookie. Like he's not supposed to be in the league right now. He should have stayed at USC. Yeah. Boogie Ellis, Isaiah Collier both left. He had a perfect chance to start if he did some.
He averaged, 5 points a game in college?
You 5 points. And I'm not even looking at that. Like, there's some lottery picks that have averaged 5 points.
First rounder this year for the Bucks averaged like 2.7.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. I'm not even looking at that. It's kind of like you had a chance to, like, get some more reps, if you were good, you would have started for USC because USC really isn't doing anything. In the Big Ten, you have 19 teams to go against.
Yeah.
I think he should have stayed because, like I was saying, he is a rookie technically, but he should still be in college. That was what I always said. And I think he'll end up being good, but like the fact he's actually going to play starting night, like that's what I think Sham said. Like that's ridiculous. That's
terrifying.
absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, I think it like his name is what helps him, but I think it's also what's hurting him because you said he's
100%.
he's a late second round pick. I mean, what got him drafted is literally what's hurting him right now. He should be down. He should be developing, and if they're going to force him into a situation which he's clearly not ready for, he didn't even look fully comfortable and looked like he belonged a couple games in college, and now you're sending him out there in the NBA. I don't really know. I don't really understand, but I don't know.
My closing thoughts. There were reports that came out that other teams were interested in Bronny in the draft process. The Warriors and the Suns were confirmed to like have interest, and the Warriors had one of those picks after the Lakers had him. So maybe he could be on the Warriors right now. It'd be a completely different conversation about should he deserve to be in the league. There's something in there. I just hope he gets to tap into it at some point.
He was a McDonald's All-American.
That doesn't just get handed to you.
that doesn't just get handed to you. It really doesn't. Like you could say, but if he really sucked that much in high school, he wouldn't have been handed that because there would have been a lot more uproar. But he was good enough to do that, and we'll see where he takes it now.
I hope. But I mean, that was something crazy that happened in the offseason. There was some other crazy stuff that happened in the offseason. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the board, and you guys are gonna give me your favorite, most interesting move from the offseason. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I would say, hey, you go up. I have no idea who's first. So it's
That's gonna be
you. I hope it is. I hope it is. Okay, it is.
It definitely is. Let's go. All right, for my pick, we're going with the mid-range legend. And then back to California.
Whoa.
Maybe not.
Whoa.
We're going everywhere.
We're going in.
Go back one.
There we go. We got it.
Whoa.
No.
There we are.
Nice.
We're back.
It was worth it.
DeMar DeRozan,
didn't even know
mid-range
that.
legend. He's going back to California. He's going back home. It was a sign-and trade deal to get him to Sacramento. I think this team, with him in the lineup, is a top 5 team in the West. I know the West is stacked. I think they can make it up there. I think the spacing on the floor with him makes it tremendous. And the pick-and-roll game is really going to pop out for them. You got DeMar DeRozan coming around the screen from Sabonis. Can kick it outside. He's got Herter. Keegan Murray's one of the most underrated players in the league, in my opinion. And then you also can kick it out to your slasher, or you can give it to one of your top bigs in the league in Sabonis. I think this offense is he's going to take them to a different level. And, I think they added a lot of nice pieces around the starting lineup. The bench is looking pretty good. I think they're poised for a really good season. I think DeMar DeRozan makes this team great. One of the better scorers in this league. I think the Kings are going to be a weapon this year. And, I think DeMar DeRozan was my favorite move of this all season.
I either didn't know or completely forgot that move happened.
It was quiet. Everything DeMar does is quiet.
Yeah, that's true.
But
it
a lot of bucket
definitely
stuff.
was quiet.
Where did they finish last year?
They were like right outside the
right
playoffs.
outside.
Yeah,
They missed it.
Yeah,
They
missed
missed
playoffs.
And
Yeah.
then I'm thinking of 2 years ago when they were
When they were
top 3 seed. Something
Yeah,
like
they were
that, top
nice.
5 seed.
No, they were
That
really
Warriors
nice.
series was
DeRozan's really like that, though. His first preseason game, he 15 points on 5 for 5 shooting, I believe, in 15 minutes.
Love it.
He's still like that.
No, he
I
is
love
that
DeRozan.
guy.
He's still
and
like that.
like I said, that's one of my favorite pickups because it's like he had so much offensively.
Yeah.
You know, you have De'Aaron Fox, right? Sabonis underneath. You needed that guy to be like work the middle, work the paint a little bit, work the outside. He can't shoot threes. Obviously, we've known that. He's never been able to. But
They got enough.
He's got enough.
Yeah,
They got enough
three-point
three-point shooting.
shooting.
Yeah, they really do. So, no, I love this pick. I think it's great.
I mean, it's a cliche to say, like, oh, he's a vet, he'll add. But the Kings, they need a vet and a guy they can depend on. If someone's not shooting, let's say Fox isn't going well, Sabonis, a vet that can just go out there and give you 15 in 2 quarters, like late in the game. I mean, that's all you
100%.
need. And, I mean, he can do it even more than 15. So.
I love that sign.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Chooch,
All right. My pick.
I'm interested in
You could
this
probably assume, if you know me well, I'm a Sixers fan. I went with Paul George.
zesty injury the other day.
Dude, crazy.
Yeah, crazy
Of course,
injury.
he is already injured. I'll talk about that in a second. But bringing Paul George to the Sixers, if you're a longtime Sixers fan, this is something that, like, kind of has already been prophesized in the past. Like, this is the 3rd time we've talked about getting Paul George. It's the first time it actually happened. But he's always been just such a good fit, hypothetically, next to Embiid with the way that he could shoot and the way we've been begging for secondary ball handles at the perimeter besides Tyrese Maxey for, like, the last 3 years. So this is going to be a huge pickup. After the Harden stuff went down, it looked pretty grim for the Sixers, like, and now they're coming into this offseason.
Yeah.
A lot of people want them to, like, blow it up. Like, what are we supposed to do, walk away from Embiid? Like, that was never an option. We come into this offseason, we sign a stud like Paul George. He's going to be around for a while. I think it was a four-year deal. So it gives Embiid, like, this last run. Like, why not go at it now? And I'm really excited for what he could bring, shot creation, pick and rolls, just shooting threes. He shot 8 threes in the first half of preseason game. Tobias Harris shot 8 threes in a Sixers full game 4 times in his entire tenure with us. We needed somebody like Paul. I'm super excited for his fit with us.
That's
and then
Knicks in 6 probably though.
Hey, I guess
bringing
we'll
it
find
up.
out.
I think with this trade, the Sixers might be the 5th best team in the conference.
Man,
damn.
That's actually
But-
where do you think they realistically fall in the
I
conference?
think they'll end up being probably the 4th or 5th seed. I think they'll probably be the 2nd best team in the conference. I think it's going to go down with adding Paul now. I meant to say this when I was up there. It's like, yeah, we got another guy that might be hurt come the playoffs. So, like, that's going to be the issue. But hopefully he can take some of that heat off and beat in the regular season.
Embiid came out and said the other day that he doesn't know if he's going to play a back-to-back.
I think he
I'm
said
cool.
he's
Don't,
I think,
please.
I thought
I
he
pray
said
he
did.
doesn't.
Didn't he say he's never
He
gonna
said he's
play?
never
Yeah,
playing a
he-
back-to-back.
that's why I know.
I
That's
hope
crazy.
that is true, because then I'll be able to watch him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But it's
Load
crazy.
management.
It's crazy though, because guess what? I'm not an Embiid lover, right? I'm kind of a hater on him. But people are like always telling him, "Oh, you need to take games off so that you can
Until
play."
he
in the
does
playoffs."
it.
And then he says he's gonna do it, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're right." You know, you're not.
Well, I have no
tough.
problem with that, but wasn't like last year the MVP thing? It's like, bro, you didn't play in like half the games or something like that.
But he's not the one complaining about not getting the
That's
award.
true.
It's
That's
the
true.
fan base,
It is the
and then
fan
it gets
base,
pinned
yeah.
on
But
him.
Philly fans would never do that.
Oh, not
They
me.
would. They
Not
would.
me. I would
They
never.
would. He played 39 games last season, by the way, and I saw a lot of why didn't Embiid win? I'm like, go to the rule book.
70 and 18, bro. Give it to him.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
No one else.
should've
No one
won
else
in
is doing 70 and
2023.
18.
All right, bro. Sorry. This is a different
Just get up
conversation.
there.
All right,
Just
I'm
get
up. So this is definitely not the flashiest pick, right? This is something that Cade was actually clowning me for.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, right? I'm a huge Magic fan. We needed some shooting. We needed some more perimeter defense. And you know what else we needed? We needed championship pedigree. He brings all 3. This guy is amazing. I mean, look at that picture from Media Day. He got the headband on. He's ready to play right now. He played in the preseason game the other night. Him and Suggs already have great chemistry. I don't know about Suggs as our main point guard. I don't know how good of a distributor he's going to be. But, yeah, no, the Magic, they're going to be legit now. And it's because of this guy, Contavious Caldwell-Pope.
I guarantee there's some people watching, and when that pick popped up, they're like, "Who is that guy?"
And they don't know well.
guarantee you.
Then
No,
I don't
probably
wanna-
not. But I'm just saying.
The move is supposed to be exciting.
I took, dude.
No, or my favorite.
I'm gonna unleash some private texts. He texted me that. I said that's a similar move for the Knicks trading for James and Aji this offseason. Oh yeah.
No, it's
same
not.
The
significance.
studs.
They said they got Kevin Durant at home.
Well, no. Also,
This is a great pick.
He's good. This is
He's
a
all right.
good. It's a great ad for a title contending team. I don't
Magic-
think
Maybe they're
they're
not
Are
that
they? Remains to
This
be
is-
seen.
This
Maybe
is
they
a
are.
great add to a team where you don't want to like ruin the younger guys.
All right.
Paul
That's-
George
yeah.
would have been a guy who could have taken shots
Yeah.
away from them. I'm not saying he would
Honestly,
have ruined the team.
yeah.
He probably would have helped us a lot, but this is a pick where it's like, okay, he's going to give them some veteran leadership, defense, threes. We need threes. Nobody can shoot threes. So I mean, I loved it. I was excited.
He's a good
for
fit
it.
anywhere. Like
He's
any
a good
team
fit
would love
anywhere.
KCP.
Yeah.
I think
Besides the
KCP is one of the
Trailblazers.
best like pure role players like ever. Honestly,
Yeah.
definitely of our generation.
I love a good role player.
Me too.
I love a good
You
role
do?
player. But my pick isn't a role player.
No.
Just saying. Also, I'm surprised nobody did. I think everybody was a little afraid to do the main thing, that the cat trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
No one did the cat.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't afraid. It was just-
Well, okay.
I had bigger stuff.
We need to
going
do something
on.
different.
All right. Well,
He's soft.
who is?
Yeah.
Big
Take
purr.
that back.
All right.
Big purr.
No, bodega cat. You mean.
He'll drop 50 on you. It doesn't matter.
On me?
On you, the Magic, anybody.
I did,
me.
though, stay with the Knicks, and this enabled the Knicks to go
Oh,
out
yeah.
and get Cat. Jalen Brunson, Jacob, you're going to have to assist me here. How much did he take? Look at my computer. How much of a pay cut did he take? How much could he-
113.
$113 million he left on the table to re-sign with the Knicks. I mean, that is just unbelievable. They allowed him to go out and get Cat. Wells and I were talking the other day. The Lakers are completely strapped. They can't do anything or add anything legit to that team because of the deals that they have with AD, LeBron, and even D'Angelo Russell. What the Knicks have been able to do and what he did for us with being able to manipulate the cap and be able to go out and keep adding to this team and make it better, you never see that. Especially in the NBA, you don't see pay cuts in sports in general. And in the biggest market, the biggest city in the world, he took a massive one to help this team.
Yep.
Not
He did.
flashy, but it enabled
Enough.
them to go out and
Yeah.
make the flashy move.
No, it's
Look,
huge.
I love the pick, but it's kind of like you. hated on me for my favorite team getting a good player, and you just talked about like a contract negotiation.
But this is a contract that took the Knicks to the next level.
Exactly.
Like they were already like a championship contender, but no one really thought they were going to
Why?
win it.
Like, why do we talk about them
now?
like
You
that,
now you
though?
have him take this pay cut.
As if we're not a championship contender?
Why
Yeah.
do we talk about them like
As
they
if
are?
they are.
I'm
They
just saying
definitely are.
they
I don't
won
wanna
one
hate on them.
They
playoff
definitely
series,
can't be this year.
and it's like
They
it's
are.
they're
If they're
this
if they're
untouchable
If they're a healthy
entity.
team last year, they could have made the finals.
I could say that about the Sixers every single year.
but it's,
I get sick of that. I get
guess.
sick of that.
Who?
I don't want to hear what ifs.
Embiid being hurt last year is not the reason why you lost that series.
It's one of them.
He was still going out there and dropping 35 a game.
Yeah.
Well, he missed
40,
one,
I don't know.
and then we lost.
I don't know.
Anyway, to continue on with
No,
to
this is
continue on
awesome,
with this
though.
point,
We're bickering.
Continue on with this point. When this deal kicks in 2025, 2026, Lauri Markkanen, Fred VanVleet, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Franz Wagner, Desmond Bane, and DeAndre Ayton will all be making more a year than Jalen Brunson.
As well,
Insane.
I don't know about everyone else. Yeah,
That Franz making more than him is disgusting.
It's disgusting. It's malpractice.
Definitely.
The German prince?
It's malpractice.
the German prince. Yeah.
And I mean, it allowed the Knicks to go out and make moves.
Yeah.
Hey, no, I respect Brunson. I kind of just want to hate on you. But
I respect
that's
Brunson.
I respect
fair.
Brunson.
Listen,
I really do.
appreciate that.
I was
Awesome
stirring the
dude.
pot. I was stirring the
Yeah.
pot.
Listen, I don't know. Moving on. We're going to talk about some win totals. Every team is given an over-under on the year. This season, there's 3 teams we're going to go over. We're going to predict if they're over or under. The first team, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're set at 57.5.
I'm hitting the over by like 5 games. Like I think they're going to have
winning
such
62?
I think they're going to have an insane season, right? Because people underrate this. Like adding another year to Shea, adding another year to J-Dub, to Chet. It's like you're getting like a new player.
Yeah.
You know, they're in the offseason. They're working with different veterans in the league. So they're automatically all going to be a little better. Hopefully they've been putting in the work. And that, maybe they haven't. Maybe they're going to be I don't know. But then also
they're
you have
chilling.
Caruso, Hartenstein, like 57.5 wins, I think,
Well, Hartenstein's
easily.
out now.
Yeah,
yeah,
for a
fractured
couple
hand.
weeks.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they'll still be fine.
They'll be fine.
missing
And then
2 games.
I think definitely 58 wins at least. I'm going to predict like 62, 63.
Are they the top seed in the West?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
I think so.
I
comfortably.
think so.
Yeah, I think that Hartenstein move, like you said, was the biggest. Or I should have put that up there. My biggest move of the offseason, probably, in my opinion, just because
He's
of the
a
fact
dog.
that Chet Holmgren was one of the better defensive players in the league, but we didn't get to see the offensive side because he was at center. You move him to the 4, you make him such a better player, and I think this trade matches him up better with the Timberwolves, the Nuggets, all these other teams. Helps him out a lot with that. I think Chet's going to be a way better player this year. He's got a lot of untapped potential that he can get to.
Yeah, I think this line hits. I think the over hits here. I don't think a lot of people are saying they're winning like mid-60s games. I don't think they're there yet.
Yeah.
I do love the Caruso pickup especially because
Yep.
I think he just brings so much value to winning games. I like Hartenstein too. The way he played in the playoffs against us was very annoying. So I really like their pickups, but I don't think 65. It's such a competitive conference still. I'm very excited for J-Dub.
Yeah.
Keep progressing. He gets so much better every single year. Chet, obviously, moving him to the 4. He can hit you in so many different ways now as a 4 with
Yep.
the mismatches. I'm talking myself into it a little bit, but there's another team in the West that we're going to talk about. So
I'm going under. I think that like Shea was banged up a little bit last year. Chet was banged up last year. Hartenstein's already hurt. I think injuries might get in the way. Also, no one looks better than a center in those off-season gym videos.
Oh, man.
Isaiah Hartenstein looks like a slashing point guard.
you see him pulling up.
Mitchell Robinson every year.
Mitchell Robinson is hitting threes from the stands in
The
off-season
Mitchell Robinson
videos.
videos back in the day, like
It's-
2019.
And he has
they
like a
were-
ball on his string. It's insane.
It shows how crazy good these guys are
Oh,
at
I
basketball.
know. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. Moving on, Minnesota Timberwolves. Was this the team you're talking about, Chase?
Yes, it is. It is.
Have at it.
51.5 wins is the line. I think this hits well over. I think they do win 60 games this year because I love the trade that they made. I think Randall is such a better fit alongside Gobert than Cat is. I do think Cat's a better player. I think both teams won that trade. But bring in DiVincenzo, too, off the bench, him and Nas, easily the best bench in the league. You also bring in Dillingham and Shannon through the draft, who I think are both going to come in and drop buckets immediately. I think this team got so much better than they were last year. The depth is insane. They can handle injuries now, which their worst stretches last year was when they had guys like him or Conley out. That's not Conley. That is Rudy Gobert. But I think the Wolves are in for a really big year.
Yeah, no, I think this was the most disrespectful line I've seen because it's like
Yeah.
51.5 wins. It's like I think if you give Ant like a all right team, like a good enough team, this team is better than that. If you give him a good enough team, he'll give you 55 wins alone. Yeah. He's good enough to do that if you give him some shooters and stuff. This team, though, has great depth. Like I said, I do think they're going to finish second to OKC. I think OKC is going to make it all the way to the finals.
Okay.
That is my finals pick. But 51.5, I was like, oh, easily over. Because you got to think, 50 wins is 50 and 32. I don't see them losing 32 times.
It felt low.
Yeah, it felt really low.
I wanted to take the under just because of the point that I can't even imagine Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle as your front court. I think that's just horrible. Imagine running a fast break against them. That's easy points every time. I don't like that combo, but when you look at it, dude, their bench is crazy. I think they have the best bench in the league. DiVincenzo, Dillingham, Shannon Jr., Joe Ingles, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Naz Reid. This is insane. They did lose Cat, so they're not going to match up as well with like OKC because of Chet and Hartenstein. But yeah, I think the biggest problem for the Timberwolves is going to be availability. Who's going to be there when it's late? Julius Randle has a lot of injury problems. We'll see if he's around by playoff time.
Definitely.
But yeah, I think they're definitely better than a 51-win team.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going over too. I think a lot of people were talking about that trade for the Knicks. I mean, Julius Randle, this is such like a hot topic. I think he's one of the most disrespected players in the NBA. I know that he had his issues. I mean, that Atlanta series was terrible. Whatever. It's in the past 3 years ago now. I know he had his issues on the court where he would explode from time to time. Last year before he got hurt, he folded back, went into that situation, let Brunson take over that team, and he was still putting up 24 a game. He was putting up like 24 and 10 almost. He's good defensively when he's there. I will give it that. He does turn it off sometimes, but when he's there, he's good defensively. He hits shots that are like some of those shots he attempts, it's automatic.
The Heat game
when
winner.
he drives, it's like
It's too bad he can't hit that in the playoffs. I completely disagree. I am a Knicks fan myself.
You don't like
I
Randle?
think they got better the whole entire way after he got injured in the playoffs. I think they were a way better team. I don't think they win those playoff games against the Sixers with Randle in that lineup.
My take is Randle's a really good player. I think he helps a lot of teams. I think that Knicks team was better without him because of how much he does demand the ball a good amount to get him at his absolute best because he's a pretty good distributor. He's great out of the post, but it was Brunson's time last year, like meteoric rise, and he needed the ball in his hands like every single time down the court. So I do think Randle helps.
They missed his spacing in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, big time.
They were just able to key in on Brunson.
Yeah.
And if one of those shooters was off that night, it was excruciating to watch.
That's
it
true.
really was painful.
That is really true.
I'm going over. I do wonder, though, I know they have Gobert. Outside of McDaniel, who's playing defense on that team?
Yeah.
Ant is a really good defender.
When Ant tires, you saw it last year.
It's true.
Ant, Gobert, McDaniel's in your starting lineup. I mean,
Dante can be scrappy.
Solid defensive.
I think just Gobert, McDaniel's,
will erase
and
a lot.
Edwards is like a good enough core where it's like you could kind of get away with some guys that don't want to play defense.
Fair.
I agree.
Next team, we're going to the East. The Indiana Pacers set it's 47.5. Who wants to go first?
All right, I'm gonna unbiased opinion. I think they're gonna take the under.
Okay.
I think they have become a better team, especially with Siakam. He's been on this team longer now. Give him more time, he gets better. But at the same time, I just don't think they're better than the teams in front of them in the East, like the Sixers, Cavs, Knicks, Celtics, and forgetting one other team. But I just don't think they're as good as these other teams. Everyone went out and they made moves. The Pacers went out and got James Wiseman and Corey Joseph. Don't think that's going to push them over the hump. I still have a lot of questions with them, but they are a great team. They could definitely hit this if they wanted to.
Yeah, no, I would personally take the under too. It's a little bit hating because there's a lot of debate between the Magic and the Pacers right now. I just think last year, them running at that pace, right, they ran a really high-paced offense, and I think people weren't ready for it. Because that's not how Indiana has been, because they didn't have Hallie, they didn't have Siakam, they didn't have these capable players. So I thought last year was kind of an anomaly for right now. I think they could be really good, but you're relying very heavily on Andrew Nembhard, who's solid, really good in the playoffs, still some efficiency questions in the regular season especially, which is what we're talking about. So it's I think if Indiana gets in as a 7-8 seed, I think they're very dangerous, but I think they might win honestly 47 games right under that, maybe 46, 45.
You mentioned Andrew Nembhard. Just hearing that name broke my heart.
When he hit that busted shot, bro.
That was the worst moment of my life. I had to see him run away and celebrate.
So I'm not fully sold on their depth, and I'm not really fully sold even on their starting lineup. I think Siakam's really good, Halliburton's really good. The rest of it, Miles Turner's solid. I'm not fully sold on this team yet.
I bet on the over, but Barely. The reason that I did that, I think 4 through 7 is going to be a dogfight. Them, Cavs, Magic, Bucks. I think they edge out the Cavs. Cavs have done nothing to get better, and it's kind of
Long
crazy.
time, yeah.
But the Magic, I think, are on an uphill slope, and I don't know how to read the Bucks yet. Either way, though, the stat that I noticed was Sixers were the 7th seed last year, and they had 47 wins.
They had 47 last year too.
I think they get a little bit better. It's hard to tell without like mid-season trades because what is the potential of the team like the Bucks or the Cavs or
Yeah.
the Magic? So like,
Yeah, no.
I bid on the over, but I don't know.
I think it's right around there. I think they got this one right.
line was really
The
hard.
Timberwolves, I think, was wrong, and then I said I think the OKC was supposed to be a little bit higher. I would have put like 59.5, but
Yeah.
this one I think is right there.
I'm gonna go under, but it could literally be 47.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
scared of it being 47.
Also, Halliburton had a little bit of you start off hot last year. After the All-Star break, he wasn't that
He
same
cooled
level.
off.
No, he
So
wasn't, yeah.
I'm not saying he's
Yeah.
he's going like trajecting down. I'm just saying we haven't seen a whole season of that first half from him yet. So who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Moving on, I like this one. I like this one a lot. Obscure ball knowledge. It's been a trend on TikTok where fans are just naming random players. And honestly, it enrages me sometimes because they go out there and name a well-known. They're naming Marcus Morris. He
know who
dropped
that is.
23 years ago. He was literally dropping 20 points a game 3 years ago. But it's still fun. Who wants to go for? We each pick 2 names. Do we want to go one name each around?
No, because it's
Or
the 2 slides.
Oh, it's slides.
After
My
each
bad. I
other,
didn't know
yeah.
slides. Thanks.
No, it is slides. Yeah, no, Jacob's up
sorry.
first.
Top things there.
Shout out Luke, though. Luke texted me and said, hey, you should definitely do this, so I want to give him his props.
Yeah.
Props.
Thank you, Luke. All right.
Yep.
For my first pick, if you're from New York, you know this guy.
I have
This
his I have
is
his
Steve
jersey.
Novak.
Novocaine.
Knicks legend, man.
I have a
He's a
Novocaine
Knicks
jersey.
legend. He was the greatest three-point shooter I've ever seen in my life, obviously until Steph, Clay, all these guys came.
I still
But as a
would
New
say he
Yorker,
is.
this is the greatest shooter I've ever seen in my life. In 2011, this season, he led the NBA in three-point percentage at 47, tied Kevin Durant for third in total three-point shots made. He averaged 40% from deep. That's insane. I think up until Dante DiVincenzo, he's the best shooter the Knicks ever had. He is a legendary pull. He is one of those guys who's like, he's a glue guy. He was a glue guy back then for the Knicks. He's one of those guys. I think he was a great pick, in my opinion.
That's ball knowledge. That's ball
I
knowledge.
love- I
That's
love
how I
Steve
look at it. It's like, that might not be, that's ball knowledge.
Yeah.
I love Steve Novak so much.
Great,
Steve
great
Novak.
pick. Novocaine.
Nick legend. All right, moving on. Next one, we got Captain Kirk Heinrich.
Great, yeah.
Dude,
Legend.
I remember getting this guy's basketball card when I was younger, and like, look at him. The glasses. He used to have an arm sleeve, dude. I was like, this is drip. This is real drip. I loved him. He was a scoring guard stuck in like a point guard's frame, but he was a good player. He had a high peak in one season, and then he just declined. Like,
Great defender.
He was a part of
very
that
fast.
04
Great
draft. I'm pretty
defender.
sure.
Yeah.
Or 03
He was-
draft.
yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was on the squad with Wall Dang and Joakim Noah. They were a good team. Obviously, D Rose came and he turned that offense into spectacular things.
Yeah,
but
bye-bye, Kirky.
Yeah.
They're like, Kirk, you were
I don't
cool.
want to play with you anymore.
Yeah, so this is my guy. I think he was a good player back in the day, but
No,
I never,
grateful.
never,
He
never
was
hear his
nasty in
name no
2K,
more.
by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nasty
yeah.
in 2K. Slow. A little slow. He was a little slow. Good defender, though.
It's no Derrick Rose, but
No.
he did the job.
When he would
Yeah.
sub in for Rose, I'd be like, why? Why can't I move?
Honestly, he probably like threw off the opponent so hard though that like he probably got to work. Like,
Yeah, no, honestly.
I'm going in blind here.
Oh, my pick, Tony Roten, Sixers legend. This man was around for our absolute dog days, 3-year stretch from 2014 to 2016. And Roten averaged 16 points in 2015. We won 18 games that year. He was our only glimpse of hope. He was an amazing slasher. He would hit huge shots down the late stretch of games that we would end up losing every single time. But Tony was great, man. He was all we had, and then he got injured the year after, and he played 12 games, I believe, and then that's kind of when the Sixers actually became relatively competitive again. And Embiid and Simmons came in. He never even got back on the team. No, any team. He never got back in the NBA. But
Remember when they traded for Andrew Bynum, the Sixers, and he just never played?
Yep.
It
Broke
sounds
my
right.
heart.
I never understand that.
Why? Like, why?
You trade for someone just gone.
That
Imagine trading
management
for-
era was like, I don't even know. It was tough. But yeah, my next player here, Davis Bertans, a.k.a. the Latvian Laser. We're talking about 6'10". We're talking about 1.8 rebounds a game. He is not getting under the basket. He's sitting behind the three-point line. He's shooting 40% clip for his career.
Yeah.
Absolute legend. When he was with the Wizards, it got to a point where he would average 16 points. He had multiple high 30-point scoring games. I was like, is he like becoming too much for me to even be a super fan of anymore. Like I couldn't tell if I could really stand him as a role player, but he's now rotting in Charlotte, averaging like 7 points a game. So he proved me right.
Quick, just like note about this picture. I threw this picture in. There's Isaac Bonga getting hyped, and then there's Isaiah Thomas. What is going on in that picture?
I mean, that's
crazy.
I know it's probably perspective too, but that's insane.
No, just Isaac Bonga being there. It's like, whoa.
What a time.
Like, that's a time.
I'm assuming is that like I'm celebrating a 3. It looks like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Latvian laser.
Bertans is hyped too. I don't know what he did. Probably a
Probably
3.
just hit his 9-3 of the night.
Yeah, they honestly go down by 34.
Yeah, no, true. All right, well, I think I'm up next. Right here we have Randy Foye. All right, this guy was a small bucket. I think he was like 6'4", so he wasn't too small, right? But my favorite thing about him is he played 11 seasons in the NBA. He shot over 40% from the field once. That is my favorite thing.
Sure
It's
he was
like
a Nick at one point too.
It's like I think he was a Jazz. That's where I know him from, the Utah Jazz.
He was.
But seriously, he's just a bucket, right? He averaged 16. First of all, Rookie of the Year race, he came in 5th. That's big.
Yep.
That's big. That's his only accolade out of everything. 5 years later, he averaged about 16 points. But I just love these like smaller guards that come in, never shoot over 40%, but they have a strap, right? He was shooting the 3. He shot over 40% for 3 a couple times. Back when it wasn't like normal.
Yep.
You know, this was kind of like he was shooting 6 threes a night and stuff. But Randy Foye, used to play with him in 2K Bucket.
Yeah.
One of my guys. And then my next guy right here. I had Brandon Bass. Okay, and look at the picture, right? I put this picture in. This was an actual picture that a CBS article used for him. So I said I'm going to throw that in there just because look at it. That's literally how it looked in the article. So you could actually see what he looks like holding the ball. Brandon Bass, 6'8", he would just bully
he's a
everyone.
specimen.
I remember him being on the Magic, and his role was to go in there and rack up 6 fouls and just throw his shoulders. Get every rebound in sight and throw his shoulders. But that photo was too funny to me because it shows you have to have elite ball knowledge because they actually used that photo. They were like, yeah, this is Brandon Bass, and it didn't show his face. They showed the bottom half of his teeth.
That's hilarious.
And that's his, not draft day photo, but when he joined the Magic. So, yeah, those are my 2, and I absolutely love them. And they're the epitome of a role player, ball knowledge. You got to have ball knowledge to know them.
Austin Groff says Wells knows ball.
Thank you. See, that's what I've been trying to tell them. They don't think so.
Oh.
Hot take, very hot take.
Hot take.
Brandon Bass.
I went a little off the board with my picks. Chris
Wow.
Copeland. This guy, Chris
one.
Copeland.
Yeah.
He had he had a little bit of game because I remember in my mind I was like 12 in 2013, 11, and I was like, I feel like there was a Chris Copeland playoff game like against the Pacers. I went back and looked. He did hit 3 threes in Game 5 of that series against the Pacers. Don't know if that qualifies as a Chris Copeland game, but in my head he did. Also, you said it before. Somebody said it before, where it's like, no matter who you are, they might average 2 points, they might average 30. Like everybody in the league is a baller. The 3-game stretch to end that season, I'm guessing the Knicks were resting other players. 3-game stretch, averaged 28 points a game, 52% from the field, 44% from 3.
Whoa.
These guys are so good.
Chris
It's
Copeland.
crazy.
Chris Copeland. I don't know where he went after that year.
1-4. Number
He was
1.
on
I think
the
he was
Lakers,
on the
I think.
Lakers.
Yeah.
I think he was on the
Yeah.
Pacers. He moved around a little bit. I mean, big 1-4. Big 1-4.
And the next one, I honestly don't even know if he did anything in the NBA. Archie Goodwin. I was a 10-year-old bandwagon. I was Kentucky. I was like, oh, John Wall, Brandon Knight. Oh, they won a championship in 2012. Bringing in 5 stars the next year. They didn't even make the tournament. Nerlens Noel, Archie Goodwin, not good. Just not a good team. He was a 5-star, still a first-round pick. I think they were literally just like, oh, he was a 5-star. Let's just take him. He didn't do anything in the
Kentucky
league.
go.
But he made the league.
It was tough to find a photo.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, no, it was.
Is that Pablo in the background?
That might.
He could have been one of the
Oh
picks.
my
If he was
God.
one of the picks, that would have been funny.
I was thinking about him, but I felt like he was a little too mainstream. But I'm a Knick fan, so it's
I was
like...
expecting Clay Anthony early from one.
Yeah, I was thinking him
or Shane Larkin.
Quincy Acey, the ultimate crash out.
That's what I said. I was like, here's the example of what I'm looking for, Quincy. That's exactly what
He
I
was
said.
the ultimate
He
crash
was,
out.
sick beard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was a baller, yeah.
Baylor
Scary
guy.
dude.
Yeah, he was awesome.
I could do this all day. Like, I literally, one of my favorite things is just sitting on a couch and just throwing out random.
It's one of the best
I think we're
pastimes.
going to be doing. I think it's Thursday night. We're going to be doing.
Yeah,
it.
what are we doing tonight,
We'll probably
boys?
do this for 2 hours.
This is
When
awesome.
you said this to me, my first thought was Michael Carter-Williams, but I was like, I think that's too soon.
I wanted to say him, but I was like, rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year.
I don't
Yeah,
know
you got to
say
pick
that.
someone who
Yeah, right. Another
Randy
10
Foye,
another 10 years.
fifth in Rookie of the Year race in
Yeah.
2000, whatever it was.
Yeah.
2006.
So, Chris Copeland, top 10 in Rookie of the Year vote. I think he's 6th.
Wow.
Seeing like that's dope.
Can't say Davis Bertans had any of that.
Well,
Nope.
it happens. I had a lot of fun today. Basketball,
Me
it's
too.
coming back. It's coming. Till
Great to be
then,
back.
Jacob, Wells, Chooch, I'm Cade. We'll see you guys next time.